It's January 30th, and this is another installment of Up Yours, my ongoing therapy where I speak into this camera because somehow I find it helps in coping with the escalating eventuality of my emotional breakdown. And this is not a podcast. There's no special effects, no script, nothing to promote, no guest to interview. It's just something I've started doing more than a week ago because I find talking about things, even if nobody is listening, and I know nobody is listening, I have no followers or a platform to speak of, but I'm doing this solely for the benefit of trying to exercise some of the negativity I've been feeling because it seems to help. I don't quite understand why. I know it's kind of odd, but we're living in really odd times. And this morning, what has me triggered is watching the interview, some remarks our PERV president made yesterday involving home prices and how, affordability of purchasing a home isn't something, you don't have to take my word for it. I mean, this is something that can be easily looked at. He talked about how he doesn't want home prices to come down because that would negatively impact people who already have homes. He doesn't want to see their homes devalued after they worked so hard to get their home. And why should it be made easier for people who don't deserve it to be able to buy homes at a lower price? This is the shit he said. I'm not making this up. And I'm just flabbergasted that he gets away with making these kind of remarks. And it's not just that he doesn't want home values, home purchases, the price of home purchases to be made more affordable. He is impacting our nation so much in terms of this phenomenon of what's known as de-dollarization, where the American currency is continued to devalue while currency of other nations escalates. And because of the volatility and instability of our nation now, there's a push to remove from using the dollar as the international reserve currency, and there's a movement towards something called BRICS, which is a form of currency that is coming from nations like Brazil, Russia, India, and China. So they do not need, so they can move away from relying on the US dollar. It's devaluing. Trump doesn't want to make home prices more affordable. He thinks affordability is a hoax. He has said it repeatedly. So I'm kind of focusing on the fact that the imbecility of people that support this clown. And I know most people are coping with the increased costs of groceries and just getting by day-to-day expenses. Meanwhile, this man has enriched himself by accepting money from people like Jeff Bezos to help promote this film involving his Euro whore wife. And how is it that even as people are beginning to struggle more economically, and I know it is going to only get worse when you have someone who absolutely doesn't care about economic issues most people face because he's comfortable, he's living on the taxpayer's dime, has just filed a lawsuit against his own government because 7 years ago he was his tax filings were released just like every other president has had But because this happened 7 years ago, he is now suing his own administration, using his own Department of Justice to attack his own Internal Revenue Service because his tax filings were disseminated 7 years ago. And it seems to me people are simply accepting the fact that this guy continually rips off our country, has golfed more on the taxpayer's dime than any other president in history. And yet people are just, even as their bank accounts get thinner and thinner and preparing to deal with the probable cuts to their Social Security and the escalation of their health care costs, and yet they're just sitting back and say, go ahead, make our country poorer while you get rich and start sending your money into Qatar banks to hide all the money that you've been taking from foreign countries and bribes, or selling or classified information, whatever other shit that we've yet to learn about in terms of other criminality going on. Who are the people that just stand by and are just comfortable with this happening, even as they cope with the pain that's been put on them? And yeah, happy with it? Just say up yours to these idiots, these freaking idiots. I never would have believed that people in this country could be so damn stupid. But I guess they elected the man, the pedophile, pathological liar, guy who's made more time to try and promote his Your Whore's Wife flop of a documentary. He's more focused on trying to get people to see her film than actually fix things going on with our economy. It's so damn disgusting. And I'm just trying to figure out how far does our country have to fall before people go, wow, we should have stopped this. How bad does it have to get? I don't know. I'm struggling to understand that. It's a real challenge.